Alright, welcome back ladies and gentlemen, right here to Room on Fire where we have NiP and HellRaisers playing it out with a bit of a demo cast going on. We've already seen NiP taking the map quite convincingly on Nuke, and now we're going to go to Inferno. Let's see if I can interrupt Naoto and Vendetta again. What's up guys? This time I didn't catch you into any kind of conversation, but I mean, that first map was pretty convincing from NiP. There wasn't really much of a question, at least sort of halfway through, that they were probably going to be able to take it, right?
Yeah, it seemed like NiP were in pretty good control. I think there was, at the start, or the first part of the first half, I think HellRaisers had pretty decent opportunities to actually grab a couple of rounds, and if they get up to 5-6 rounds on their T side, then I think this could easily be a completely different game if HellRaisers have the opportunity to actually settle into it, where they can actually lose the pistol on their CT side and not have to do a force buy like they did. I think that would have changed a lot for them.
Yeah, not losing the second round, and then that could have been at itself a huge difference maker. Yeah. But at the same time, there was a lot of rounds where it really just came down to one guy doing the damage from NiP and pretty much denying HellRaisers from getting that round, which could have changed the momentum. So it really comes down to a lot of small details that actually contribute to this score, and then it just spiraled out of hand pretty much.
Well, we're going to have to see if HellRaisers can do better on Inferno. In fact, they need to do better on Inferno, because otherwise they're going to lose this week's King of the Hill 2-0 fashion, which is not exactly what they want. NiP are the defending champions, or the defending Kings of the Hill, so they're going to be happy to take it 2 weeks in a row, but we'll have to see if it's actually going to happen or not. Now, guys, I'm at tick 6,000 in the game. Does that make sense? If you use the go to tick function, then I think...
Tick 6,000?
Yeah.
Alright, let's see here.
Try and do that. In the meantime, I want to remind everyone else that we do have a giveaway going on at the bottom of the page. There's a Facebook link down there. You can click the picture and then like the Facebook page. You actually win one of these AK racing chairs that you can see right here. It's on the screen down to your bottom left. You can win one of these. Just have to like the Facebook page and you'll be good to go. So go and click the link, guys, if you haven't done it already. And you can not just win this week, but the next upcoming 8 weeks. So don't want to miss the opportunity, and we'll... yeah, we keep giving stuff away on the channel. We're also going to give away one of the CPU coolers that you see down towards the bottom right-hand side, which is from Alpenföhn. So that's pretty much what it is. Now, are you guys in the right spot?
I'm at 6,000, yeah.
Yeah, same here.
All right, so let's do the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. And let me know... Oh, wait a minute. I screwed this up myself. I'm so sorry. I had it...
Are we going to pause it at 8,000?
Yeah, look...
We can just let the knife round go through, I guess.
I'm gonna go to tick 8,000 right here. I had it on 400 times speed when I resumed, so I'm just an idiot.
CS:GO on acid.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
What are we gonna do?
Go to tick 8,000, guys, and we'll resume from there.
All right.
Let's see here.
Welcome to the ghetto stream.
Exactly. Yeah. This is really sort of old school, right? You know, just trying to see if you can find a demo and review it all at the same time.
Why do I get tick 8003 when I go demo?
Mine does that too. It probably can't find the exact one, so 8003 is fine. Mine does that too.
Alright, cool.
Are you there too, Vendetta?
Yep.
Alright, so 3, 2, 1, go. And that should be... I'm at the 40, 39, 38.
Yeah.
Yep.
Great,
We're
guys.
We did it again.
We're professionals at this stuff.
Virtual high five. Virtual high five.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just joining us, then a big welcome here to the Caseking of the Hill, cooled by Alpenföhn. You're at a Room on Fire, and for this evening, we're doing NiP and HellRaisers as a demo cast. So actually, this game was played yesterday, but we don't know what the result is. I mean, we know what the result is on the first map because we just saw it, but the second map, we have no idea what's going to happen. It will be NiP starting on the CT side, HellRaisers on the terrorist side, and if you haven't done it already, then follow the channel. Big thanks to Naoto and Vendetta for hanging out with us here. And actually, let's see if I can do this. Yeah, so if you haven't already followed Naoto on Twitter, then go and do it. I've spammed his link in the chat here. See if we can get Naoto up to around like 5,000. I think you're at 3,000 something now, so that's what we want. More followers for Naoto.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah, and if you do that, you can follow him with streams as well, because you actually do a fair bit of streaming, so it's worth it, guys. Go and follow him. Great start here as Forrest does take down Angel, but the rest of HellRaisers, they have Get Right in mind. They want to see if they can hunt him down, and Freiberg is here to try and be his bodyguard, and a pretty good one at that too. Freiberg's going to pick up the first shot there onto Adrian. Now the bomb is dropped. Get Right in the corner. And he is going to pick up a really sick double kill. Can't go for the third one, but it doesn't matter. The rest of NiP are already there. So kind of along the same lines we talked about on Nuke. Sometimes it's just about staying alive for a while too.
Yeah, that was kind of weird. Like, GetRight actually missed his first bullets to a guy that was sneaking in that corner right before going into the B site. But then managed to reload, and no one actually watched his direction as they jumped into the site, and then got those 2 kills. That was awkward to watch.
Felt very awkward indeed, and I don't know. I mean, coming off of a loss like they had on Nuke, a little bit disappointing maybe for HellRaisers not being able to pick it up. They have gone for a couple of C-sets heavy virus this round, and Forrest has actually only had the C-set up here in the apartments. He's going to go down, so pretty nice opening, and Fiflaren dies as well. That actually loses NiP the bomb site. Exist. Oh, wow. That was a great shot with the FAMAS, but the bomb is still going to go down. He can't really prevent it. It's a 3-on-3. NiP probably still have the advantage, especially with Exist landing a shot like that. What is going on? Now it's on Kucher, and he's actually going to pick up the kill. He's still got 5 bullets left to try and kill GetRight. Shooting through the smoke. Oh my god, Kucher! He gets the quad kill. Kills GetRight with 5 bullets in the C-set. Shooting through the box a little bit early, but that worked out great. What a clutch.
Yeah, we saw everything in that round. First, nice entries from HellRaisers, then Exist with some 6 shots, and then Kucher just going to town there. It just came down to individual efforts, pretty much.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. And I'm actually surprised that Forrest didn't get the entry frag there up in apartments, because he was in a really favorable position, in my opinion. I definitely think he should have managed to pick that up. Obviously, Fiflaren going down is a bit of an issue, but I think they could have held on for a bit longer if Forrest just stayed alive.
Now, Dosha opened up, and I actually like what they did, because I think Dosha just traded his AK with somebody else, because he's solo on health, he just takes the FAMAS. Small detail, I guess, from HellRaisers, but at this point, they just want to make sure they can win this Inferno map and maybe see if they can put us all the way onto the Dust 2, which, if it goes to it, will be the 3rd map. We don't know yet. Fiflaren, they do have armor and a couple of pistols, and even a scout on Forest here, which he's been pretty determined to get the scout, I feel like, in the anti-ecos.
It worked out pretty well for them on Nuke, so you can't fault them for doing it again. And with the price reduction that it's had, it's similar to picking up a ZZ armor and a couple of nades. So it goes well with what they're trying to do. It's not a big investment.
All of NiP are actually at this bomb sign. It's going to be Exist and Fiflaren, and then GetRight. This is working out fantastically for NiP. The bomb is down for HellRaisers. They're going to have to try and see if they can pick it up. GetRight's going to be alone as Fiflaren goes down. And the scout may be good. Actually, if he hits a body shot on Kucher, he's probably going to go down. GetRight is going to charge in. Tries to get the kill, but he looks the wrong way. And it will be Kucher again to pick up another triple, making it 8-0-1 for himself. And now NiP really have to eco.
Yeah. After losing this pistol, that's the best possible way for HellRaisers to be able to get back into this, especially after what happened in the first match. They really want to, make a statement here that they're here to play.
And I actually like the fact that Kucher, who was saving up for an op, as you could tell by his money, he didn't go for an op. He kept, held on to his AK.
Freiburg does take 2 quick kills. He does finally get taken down by Adrian. That's a really scary start to the round here for HellRaisers. Now, they got to get rid of GetRight without losing anyone else. That's an absolute must, and they're going to manage that. So that actually that stabilizes the situation, I think, for HellRaisers. Now they have the smokes, and they should be able to put down the bomb here. Even the Forest actually coming in from Banana and does pick up an AK. But the Molotov here is going to force him out. Adrian with a really good pick-off, and I don't think the rest of NiP can do anything at this point.
Well, HellRaisers haven't put down the bomb yet. I guess that's the one thing that's working in their favor, but you can tell that HellRaisers are just playing this as safely as possible. They just want full control over every spot on the map before they go for a plant.
Yeah, which is something you were criticizing them for not doing on Nuke, where they sometimes ended up planting a little bit too early before they had the full control. This time they will. It's going to be Dosha's turn to pick up a triple, and in spite of Freiburg's great start, it wasn't enough here. So HellRaisers make it 3-1, and NiP can finally afford to buy.
Yeah, they don't have that much money though. I mean, they can buy Colts, but no ops for them.
Exist with a bit of a smoke down from CT spawn. Very common, landing towards the bottom of Banana, just trying to make sure that Freiburg and GetRight will have as much control as they can up here. And HellRaisers also with a standard setup really here. Nothing tricky coming out, which I guess we can expect. They can sometimes be a slow team, right, on the terror side now too?
Yeah, I mean, they play... Usually they play pretty slow, yeah, but they can switch it up as well.
And this time they're going a lot faster, just as I say. They're actually going to be walking in towards quad very quickly here. Forrest is going to go down after taking the 1 kill, and so does Exist. Flowen has to hold strong, but he cannot. And Gerrite and Freiburg, I'm not sure they should be going for this 2-on-4. The bomb is only just going to go down, but they don't have a kit. They have 1 smoke on Freiburg, and I think now they're realizing it's not entirely worth it. So, what the hell happened that round? Actually, HellRaisers, did they just walk into quad like that?
Pretty much. A couple of, I think they smoked off left side. Flashes, just run into it. Got the entries. Left Flaren alone on the site. He was tag teamed by like 2-3 players from HellRaisers. And that was pretty much it.
That's a bit of a worrying sign for NiP, I'd say, because normally quad is... I don't know if this is the easiest point to hold on the map, but it should be possible to hold it when they had 3 people there, right? They had Forrest up on the balcony and 2 people inside the bomb site.
Yeah, they give a lot of room for HellRaisers though. Like they fell back and just like sort of took it from the bomb site really passively. Didn't obviously work out. I think they probably will opt to play that quad area more aggressively from now on.
Yeah,
they actually have to force it up.
Yeah, I was gonna say they saved 2 rifles, and apparently they thought that's gonna be enough for us to make this work here. See if we can force it up, and they do. But
that's a very NiP thing to do, though. They've always done it.
Yeah, that is very true. The only thing that's worrying for NiP is if HellRaisers are gonna take it slow now and bait out as many nades as possible, because there's a limited amount of smokes on the NiP team. They've only got 1 left as of right now, and that's on Freiburg. So HellRaisers have a lot of time to actually just roam around and bait out nades and, yeah, try to make the take on any bomb site they go to as easy as possible.
Angel goes down. It's a really great pickup from Flaren early on. So, but they are still playing it slowly. 50 seconds left here, and NiP actually have no smokes left now. So, defending either bomb site is going to be a lot more tricky than it was. You're absolutely right. Freiburg at the top of Banana here. Sometimes call him the king of Banana, but he's going to relinquish his throne right now and fall back. Let Gerrite do the job, and Gerrite's going to pick up 1, 2, 3. Oh, he keeps spraying Gerrite! He's going to pick up all 4 kills. They just lined up for him 1 at a time, and that is a pretty neat way to finish a round.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't expect him to be there at all. Freiburg sort of like baited them to Gerrite, really. And then Gerrite just used his spraying ability to get all those 4 guys down. Not everyone is going to be able to get all those 4 kills. Let me put it that way.
I think even if you put Gerrite in that position 10 more times, he's probably not going to pick up 4 people every time.
Yep, exactly.
That's really frightening. That is... I mean, that spray control, sometimes it really does pay to go and practice. And I guess that's something that people sometimes forget. You know, when you go on aim maps or something, everyone, including myself, wants to try and practice and be like Scream, you know, just one-clicking everyone away. But practicing that spray control, well, sometimes it pays off.
Actually, I think that might be more beneficial to be really good at spraying than being really good at one-tapping. But then again, that might just be my personal opinion, because I'm awful at tapping people.
Well, we'll see Gerrite if he can show us some action again. He's over by Archway, and actually he's going to fall back. Doesn't want to take the challenge. Forrest by the truck waiting is going to be able to pick off Angel. Really great position right at the edge of the smoke here. Exist going to charge through. Gets down by Kucher, and Flaren will pick up a kill inside. It's a 3-on-4. NiP coming out hugely on top here. Finished off by Gerrite and Forrest. And, I mean, HellRaisers looked like they wanted to try and wrap around. A pretty decent idea. I think they just couldn't make it work.
Yeah, I think... Well, yeah, I think that was due to Exist's Molotov. That bought so much time from the guys who were wrapping around from HellRaisers onto Arch, and it gave them enough time to put down the proper smokes and basically buy enough time for the guys on the A bomb site and then pit to clear out the attack coming from Quad and Apps.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I was gonna say as well. It just took too long for HellRaisers, but that was due to NiP's Molotovs and smokes and flashes, and basically they just got surrounded and mowed down.
It's unfortunate for HellRaisers because without a bomb plant, they actually can't go for the buy. With the bomb plant, they would have had enough to buy on 3 people. And being HellRaisers, I bet they would have gone for it then, but Now they're sort of forced into a slightly different situation. And NiP starting to regain a little bit of control in this game. I mean, right now HellRaisers still have a really good first half on their hands, so it's not like I think they're not really worried that they're happy with what's going on, but it could have been a lot better if they could pick up just one more round in the mix here. Forest will actually save the last bullets for Kucher and does pick up a triple kill, but this was a completely flawless eco. Nobody took any damage on NiP that round.
Yeah, the thing is that NiP is now building a pretty good economy, so it's going to take a couple of rounds for from HellRaisers in a row to be able to break that economy, and at the same time their own economy is pretty much, their full investment every single time, so they really need to string some rounds together, basically, is what I'm trying to say.
They do.
Yeah. I think it was that swing round 2 rounds ago that was really the turning point for NiP. Get Right's 4-man spray and banana. Yeah. Because NiP had no losses that round, and that obviously allows for you to build up.
Ooh, important return from Dozier, and Exist goes down as well, so Get Right is still alive, but he's kind of in the wrong position. In fact, it's Forrest they're going to have to rely on, and he's going to pick up a kill, making it a 2-on-3. Freiburg goes down, and Get Right goes down too, so Dozier picks up a triple kill. And once you kill Get Right, especially when he's doing like he is right now, that's got to feel good. Forrest will take the one, goes for a second peek, but this time he gets pre-fired by Markolov, so it's a tough position from Forrest, and I don't know. I mean, did NiP communicate well enough then? Because it seemed like they actually had HellRaisers boxed in, but they died one at a time to them.
I actually think that time you saw the difference between HellRaisers actually being able to get up and around Arch with a wraparound more than anything else. And they were actually able to wrap around the NiP team.
Yeah, Adrian was able to get that first kill at that side of the map, and then that pretty much opened it up for HellRaisers. And then Dozier getting those 2 kills, pretty much denying Forrest from being clutch on balcony.
Yeah, he has no way of actually doing re-peeks there safely.
It's a nasty spray through the smoke from Dozier at the beginning of this round. It actually takes down Freiburg, so pretty annoying. I mean, I guess that's kind of the name of the game sometimes over by Banana. It seems like both from the terrorist and the CT side, people just try and put through some shots and hope that they come out on top. And if you do, well then you're gonna be great. I mean, is it more art than science shooting through the smoke at that angle?
It's not that much science, I think. It's more just getting lucky, pretty much.
Intuition. Let's call it intuition.
Yeah, intuition.
Pro players have intuition. Let's say that.
Yeah, I mean, when you've been in those situations many times, you'll have a bit of a hunch on the timings and stuff like that for smokes and when to shoot through them and so forth.
It's kind of similar to when operas take their shot after getting flashed, for instance.
Yep. Alright, so a bit of timing, bit of luck, bit of intuition, whatever it is, it's working out here for Forrest. Going to get the return frag. And they were faking it being a B push here with the smokes and everything else, but actually they're rotating back towards A, and they have a guy in pit as well. Forrest has to come up pretty big here. If Flower goes down now, it's all on Forrest. 8 seconds left, and they will take him down. Dozier is just gone completely mental. The last couple of rounds, he's picked up a double or triple pretty much every round. And now Gerard and Exist, they can't even think about retaking this. They're just going to try and hide somewhere else. That was very little time now. So how do you feel about pushing into a bomb site with what, 10 seconds left?
That's always risky business. If you lose the bomb, then there's a high chance you're going to be running out of time, like we've seen especially at ESL1, especially on Cobblestone, we saw it a few times where time was running out. But that round, if you look at it as a round totally, the way they faked B, and then I think it was Adrian that got into CT spawn, even though he wasn't really able to do anything because his teammates were mopping up A site before he actually got into the A site. It was pretty cool. They had no idea that he actually got into CT spawn. No idea, the CTs.
If you can do that, I mean, you're definitely doing something right. That actually puts HellRaisers at 6 rounds, which I would say normally I think that's enough for the terrorist side. I mean, the more the better, but 6 rounds is workable once you get to the CT side, and even worse for NiP is the fact that they're going to be ecoing if they lose this next round. So HellRaisers, already a good half on their hands. It could be a great half if they pick up one more round, either this one or the next one, basically.
Yeah, they're doing just what I was ordering before. They need to string together some rounds to break that economy.
Yeah, and this time actually is a bit of a revenge. It's Freiburg. The King of Bananas going to take down Adrian. So I mean, as we said, a bit of intuition and something else too. Up in the apartments, it's Forrest picking up 1 kill from the bedroom. It's a great start for NiP, and Forrest charging out and catching Markolov off guard. So NiP, they put down their foot here.
Yep, that was just Forest, the typical Forest type of play where you're just going to let him do something alone and he's going to excel at that.
Freiberg's up here, does spot out Dosha, and Dosha looking for blood. This time he's not actually in a great position to pick up another triple kill. He's top fragging right now on HellRaisers with 11 and then Kucher on 10. But I think actually Dosha's kills, not just does he have one more, but I think his kills have been a little bit more important at this point.
Yeah, I think definitely they've been the impact frags. It's either been the ones opening his sight or the ones clutching rounds for them. Not to say that Kucher's frags don't have any value, obviously, but yeah, I think it's safe to say that Joe's has been more impactful in this game to this point.
They're gonna win the round flawlessly in NiP, so it's a big swing from being faked out quite a bit in the previous round to just bouncing right back and having a flawless round. This game is just, it's completely back and forth. If you look at the graph right now, we can see that the most anyone's actually strung together right now is 4 in a row, for HellRaisers in the beginning, then 3 rounds, then 2 rounds for HellRaisers, and then we'll have to see if NiP can start building some sort of consecutive round win here, because I think they need that right now in NiP more than anything.
Yeah. I mean, it's either going to be, if NiP takes this, we're going towards a 9-6 scoreline in NiP's favor. At the same time, if HellRaisers is able to pick this up, then it's going to be more like maybe 7-8 in favor of HellRaisers.
Yeah, and just imagine how bad of a position NiP would be in if they hadn't gotten that round flawlessly, because you can see how little money they actually have after buying. So if they had just lost a couple of members, that would have been horrible.
Look at the smoke from Adrian. I'm sorry, I've never seen this boost before. I'm very curious about this. So they're going to smoke off. I'm sure this is a smoke for a plant, or at least a smoke to cut off someone from the pit. This is really interesting. Now they're going to be rushing in here. HellRaisers coming up with something I haven't actually seen that doesn't happen too often here. Forest is going to shut down 2 people coming out, so we might not even actually see the execute work as Kucher goes down as well, and Dosha is now in a 1-on-5. Picks off one guy in the middle, so whatever they were trying never really worked, but they were certainly trying something new.
Well, again, the Molotovs are the thing that's holding them back, and that's actually the exact same thing they did versus Epsilon at Gamescom. This is one of the things I was talking about with them trying a lot of things that potentially could work, because we were talking about that after they got stomped by Epsilon. Like, HellRaisers didn't do a lot of stuff wrong. Epsilon just played exceptionally well. And they actually pulled off that strategy and had pretty much the same result versus Epsilon. So it's a bit unfortunate to see. But NiP recognizing the situation, I think that Molotov that came out in quad pretty much saved their bacon in terms of actually delaying enough players from the quad area for them to focus on apps.
Oh, and pretty much a golden grenade coming out there from Exist to take down Dosha. Of course, it's an eco round from HellRaisers here. So NiP, not just do they get a round where they don't lose anyone, except for I think for one member, they also end up now with potentially another flawless round, which means they're in a pretty safe spot to actually maybe make this 9-6. Forest very quick with the reaction there, and it is going to be a triple kill for him. He's also top fragging at 18 right now. I don't know. Natu, what would be your call right now for HellRaisers? If you're the team captain, what kind of strat will you go for?
I guess they want to bait out smokes. They want to bait out the Molotovs, especially the Molotovs, and then go for the strat, whatever they're pulling off. Maybe do like a double fake or some sort and really run down the clock as they seem to like to. Where they maybe first, once they get banana, then, fake B, then fake A, go B, or the other way around.
Alright, so something slightly more elaborate. This time it seems like it's not really all that stylistic coming out here from HellRaisers. In fact, they've already lost 2 members and they're just charging in. Finally, Angel, who actually been doing that well in this first half, is going to pick up a quick double. Can't get the triple, but he's still done a pretty good job. He's put his team back on a position where they might be able to win it until Kucher is going to be on 9 points of health in a 1-on-2. Very likely going to be 8-6 here for NiP. Angel only has 3 kills, and 2 of them were in this round. Same is true for Markolov, who's only got 3 kills. This is really weird. It feels like right now HellRaisers are relying quite a lot on Kucher and Dosha.
Yeah, that's kind of what it's been down to. But I don't think HellRaisers have played a certain style that allows for Dosha or Kucher specifically to get frags, while Markolov and Angel have been decoys, to put it that way. I think they still have executed their strategies pretty properly, but Kucher and Dosha have ended up in situations where they've been able to hit their shot.
Baron in the middle, looking for some eco frags, or at least what he maybe considered to be just the pistols that he was up against, but there was a Galil there, and he actually goes down after the first one, so gotta be careful they don't allow for an opening here. As we said earlier, HellRaisers already have a great half on their hands, with Freiburg coming up from behind, and HellRaisers get completely picked apart. Just a three-way sandwich coming in here, and Markelov, well, nothing he could do. He's gonna go down, and it will be 9-6 for the first half, so pretty impressive result after all for NiP. After having not that good of a first half initially, they end up winning 5 rounds in a row to end with, so that's good.
Yeah, I mean, considering the way it started, they'll be fine with 9-6. Like I said, that one round, a couple rounds ago, was pretty much the culmination point on whether it's going to be like a 7-8 or a 9-6 scoreline from NiP's point of view, and they were able to take it and make it into a 9-6.
Now going into the second half, I mean, if NiP win it, they could be at 12-6. If HellRaisers win it, we could tie the score at 9-9. And then they have a pretty good shot, I think, of bringing it back. Good grenades coming out here, and they have 3 members stacked at the top of Banana. And actually, I think NiP are going to realize it's time to fall back, but not quick enough. Freiburg goes down, and Markelov is waiting over here for Gerrit to walk out. Actually pulls out the knife, but he's going to go down. Timing could not be worse for Markelov, and Gerrit is going to take full advantage. This is looking horrible right now for HellRaisers.
Yeah, well read from Gerrit, really. I mean, the way that he moved and the way that he made those decisions on going YOLO from that apartment side of things was mainly due to him getting the call that there's 3 guys on Banana, and they're pushing Banana.
Alright, Kucher will get the pick off here. Still a 2-on-3, looking for a second one, but can't pick it up. Gerrit will now find the 3rd kill of the round for himself, and it's going to be a quad kill. Gerrit just not letting up, completely merciless, not just opening the round, but also finishing it, making it 10-6.
Yeah, I play this, I play apps as well on T a lot, so that's the kind of decision making you gotta do when you're getting calls that there's a lot of people in Banana. So there's gonna be maybe one guy you're gonna be facing. If you can get that guy, then it's gonna be a wide open sight.
I think the big thing as well is that you can't really hesitate. Yep. Once you make a decision, you kind of have to commit fully to what you're doing. Otherwise, you're just going to get picked off. And that's what Gerrit did perfect. Yep. Which he oftentimes does as well.
I mean, in this round, though, HellRaisers have... Well, they already used Angel, but they actually only have Markelov who's bought armor. Everyone else has purchased a pistol, at least. And Markelov will pick up the 1 kill here, but do you think they should have gone more all-in on the CZ 75 armor buy? We're on Inferno on the CT side. It's I think the success rate's pretty high for it.
It is. I wouldn't be opposed to seeing that, but who knows? Maybe they have something weird planned for the next round. It is HellRaisers after all, so we might see Kucher, I don't know, buying armor and getting a FAMAS or something ridiculous.
I kind of hope not. It feels like 3 of the members at least just don't have the money to follow up on it. But
it would be one of those weird buys like we saw in Nuke on their T side, with Markelov being the only guy equipped really with an AK and armor and trying to do as much work as possible. So I'm hoping we're not going to see that, but it wouldn't surprise me at all seeing it how it is HellRaisers.
Markelov misses the timing by maybe a second and a half. If he'd have been a little bit faster, you could have caught someone coming up there from behind. Doja goes down, and Markelov is not going to pick up the kill here. Kucher with the 1 has the Mag 10 picked up, and actually is going to kill 1 person there. Adrian can't clutch the 1-on-2. Actually, just about 9 seconds left for NiP here, so they were cutting it close on their turn, but they win the round and making 11-6. And HellRaisers looking to them now. I guess Kucher has plenty of money, so he's going to go for a C set, and actually a lot of people are going to follow up on it, but they will be saving for the next round, so this time and that of this, there's no madness, not yet.
Can breathe a sigh of relief.
It's just a more conservative approach to it, I guess.
Yeah.
Which, it's not something we're maybe that used to from HellRaisers. I mean, they're the kind of team that would probably do the unthinkable a lot of the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Seems to be their MO. Markelov is actually going to evict Gerrit from the apartments, just pushed him out, hadn't paid the rent, so out he goes. And it's going to be down to a 4-on-5 here. And HellRaisers now would be a pretty good chance to come back and maybe take it around. Flaren also on 1 point of health. Dosha wants to finish it off and will finish it off there. This is a great start for HellRaisers. I mean, now NiP, what do they do in this situation? Because where do they push?
They're pushing B.
It's the correct answer. I don't have a prize for you, Nato, but you're absolutely right. Adrian is going to go down right through the smoke, though. Angel is going to pick up a kill on Freiburg, and now it's a 2-on-4. They have the rifles, and they actually have the health advantage, maybe 2, but is it going to be quite enough? Forrest looking for the plant. Will pick it up. Exist is going to get double teamed, and they will put the bomb down. But HellRaisers, right at the edge, they pick up the round and make it 11-7. So now to a different kind of question, maybe a more challenging one instead. How big is the difference right now between NiP going 12-6 and now instead 11-7?
1 round.
Damn. You must have been a monster at exams back in your day.
Just the mathematical genius. Basically, if you didn't know, the butterfly effect is based on Natu's life story. The more you know.
Exactly right. Markelov has picked up an AUG. And, I mean, we've actually seen that work in the past, so maybe there is... maybe there's a reason why they do this. Great grenades from Adrian early on is going to finish off Freiburg. And Forrest still hanging around down here. Adrian is going to pick him up, and Exist can't return the frag quick enough. Now he's weirdly caught. NiP actually just challenging over on Banana one at a time, and none of them come out with any kind of good result.
That was actually kind of similar to their pistol. Except now they committed more people. In the pistol, it was Freiburg running through a smoke without any real hopes of doing much. This time they committed 3 people. Didn't work out any better this time.
Not good enough. Not good enough. Free-Flaren and Get Right trying to push up the middle together. I guess in a perfect world they would come in here and kill a couple of people and put the bomb down. But in this world, which is far from perfect, there are 3 people holding from HellRaisers, and I think NiP are going to have a really, really hard time getting through here. Grenade comes out, tags up Free-Flaren a little bit. They still seem to want to move on this. Farron completely flashed. Can't actually see a thing. He's going to hide in the smoke, though. Kucha finds him anyway, leaving Get Right alone. And he's going to get wrapped around. Kucha comes in and takes the easy kill on him. So now 11-8. Yep. I don't know. NiP kept pushing that even in a 2-on-5. Do you think they should have gone and tried to save their rifles?
Well, you can always make a case for saving a rifle, even though they wouldn't be able to buy up this round. But I think they were looking more to do economical damage to HellRaisers, because it's so expensive being on the CT side. So if they can get 1 or 2 picks, then that still would leave a dent in HellRaisers' economy. And NiP are still going to be at the same spot regardless. They're not going to have enough money to force up a buy with those 2 rifles in the upcoming round. So I don't really see a problem with it.
Yeah, what right now HellRaisers it's a clean anti-eco.
Yeah.
And yep, they're getting what I ordered.
Yeah, you're like the master chef at this point. Just just asking for the dishes, and HellRaisers, they keep serving it up right now, which is good news, because right now it is the 1 round lead, or the 1 map lead, sorry, for NiP. They already won on Nuke, and we're in the 2nd map here in a best of 3. So HellRaisers have a lot more riding on this than NiP do, technically speaking. And right now they have actually a pretty strong economy. Look at this, 2 people at over 10,000, and we're just in the, in the 4th round? Actually, no, we're a little bit further in. Sorry, 6th round in the 2nd half coming up.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like, they got a clean anti-eco. That means a lot, like, healthy economy. Super, like, big advantage in economy-wise as well.
Great grenades again. Once again from HellRaisers up on Banana. They almost drop Exist with nothing but grenades. So that's going to be really annoying for NiP. Maybe they should rethink this approach. But, well, as I say that, Exist does return the frag on to Adrian. And Get Right's going to pick off Doja. And another one turns a 180 and drops the guy in the bedroom. Markelov, AUG in hand. Can he deal with this? Get Right goes down. Markelov can still save this bomb site. He's going to have to do it quick, though, because Angel's pretty far away, and he needs backup. Markelov can't do the 1-on-3. Going to have to do a little bit more than that. Looking for one more pickoff is not going to happen, and by the time Angel gets here, he's alone in a 1-on-3 instead, so unfortunate timing for HellRaisers, and I think they might have an idea about where Angel is as well. 2 guys in the pit, 1 guy inside. It's what we sometimes call the Triangle of Doom in this bomb site. Very, very hard to get in here.
Yeah, the thing that Angel is going to try and find here is actually kills, because they know NiP is not going to be having a lot of money. Meanwhile, they have a lot of money themselves. So that's going to make next round so much easier if you can get any picks.
Angel looking for it, but not going to work out. Wanted to do some more damage. I mean, HellRaisers can easily buy, but If
well, there's going to be... Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, if NiP could have lost, a couple of more members there, it could have been even better for HellRaisers.
Yeah, but I mean, now that when he got that 3rd kill, that means at least one guy from NiP is going to be compromised, which is Exist. He's got a Galil. He doesn't have a smoke. He's just got one Molotov and a flash.
And although it didn't really work out for HellRaisers that round, I really liked what they did on Banana. I think they got a bit lucky with Freiburg actually running into Molotov and deciding to stay there for a while for no good reason. So you drop down to 20 HP before getting taken up by Adrian, but yeah, I like that setup with the Molotov usage and whatnot.
Yeah, and this time actually they almost take down Freiburg, but the Banana defense, which I agree has been looking pretty good for HellRaisers, now seems a little bit tricky. Hiding right at the edge of the smoke over there, Adrian is going to pick up a kill. And Get Right looking for Dosha, sprays through, but somehow Get Right doesn't come out on top. Dosha was actually looking the wrong way and had exposed his gun barrel as well. But it still doesn't work out for Get Right. If he had got that kill, that would have been a big opening into the A-bomb side. Would have been only Markolov defending.
Would have actually been really similar to the previous round.
Yeah.
Trade happening in Banana and then Get Right opening everything on A.
Yeah, and at the very least, it would have meant some rotation from NiP.
Yeah.
Now, they're trying to push through smoke over here, which I'm not sure is a great idea. Kucha certainly denying it. There's a Molotov up as well. Forrest and Fiflaren trying to charge into the bomb site. They realize where one of them is, but Adrian's going to pick up a kill on Kucha with the second one. And HellRaisers hold on to the round and actually even making it look a little bit easy at the end there. So maybe that seemed like HellRaisers had predicted that NiP were going to end up at the B-bomb site.
Yeah, I think as soon as Doja actually clears out Get Right from that area, and, well, everything just drops silent, it's a pretty safe bet to actually think that they're going towards B, especially with the presence that exists kept showing towards Banana.
Yeah, and with the 5 and 3 advantage, you want to have 2 and 3.
Yeah.
2 in B, 3 on A, to play it safe.
Dosha, for a moment, admiring the wooden floors here up in the apartments, but then when he's done doing that, he's going to go for a couple of kills here, trying to look through the smoke, and will take off Exist as well. Pretty good timing there, and Freiburg is now going to be in a 1-on-5 with a Galil in hand, so NiP, they did purchase this round. It doesn't work out. Dosha, I mean, I like the fact that he takes a moment to just admire the aesthetics of the map before he goes on a hunt, on a killing spree, and putting himself up to 20 kills. 12-11 here. So it feels like right now HellRaisers are doing a decent job coming back in this game, and I would even say at this point, being 11, being a sort of a CT-sided map, I think HellRaisers might actually have a pretty big advantage.
Yeah, especially given the economical state, right? They've got 2 people over 12k after buy, which is pretty big in itself, and with NiP having to eco once again, this is just giving them a further possibility to extend that lead.
And also with the scoreline we're looking at, that means that we're probably going to see NiP making more risky buys with less equipment and stuff. So yeah, really, it's looking really good for HellRaisers at this point.
5-4 in this round. Geralt with a really good pick-off on Dosha, and right now killing Dosha has to feel pretty good for NiP at the very least, but if they try and push through, Markov is going to be here with his AUG that he's been, not just buying a couple of rounds, he's been pretty consistently buying it whenever he can afford it, so I'm curious. I definitely am. I'm intrigued.
Well, I guess stats-wise, both the AUG and the Krieg is a superior weapon to the Colt and the AK, stats-wise. But obviously it's something different from paper to practice.
Yeah, and especially if you could take into account how long these players have been playing with the M4 and the AK, it might just be, muscle memory is different somehow for those weapons.
Oh yeah, like the Krieg spray pattern goes the opposite direction of the AK, for instance.
Oh, Crucio. Nice work. And he turns 80 degrees and takes down Fiflaren as well. That was such a sick third kill, and that seals the deal. That was very impressive.
I have no idea what that was. That was sick. I was sure he was going to get the 2 kills in Arch, but that third kill on the guy jumping out from balcony, that was unreal.
I dare to say this round right here is going to be, like, pretty much deciding if...
The do or die round.
Pretty much do or die round, yeah, for NiP.
The money right now. I mean, how many rounds do NiP need to win in a row before they can force HellRaisers to eco? Is that even possible?
I don't think they're going to get to the point, yeah. They're not going to get to the point ever where HellRaisers have to eco. Because by the time HellRaisers run dry, well, I'll actually hold my thought.
Yeah, Doge is going to pick off Get Right, and Kucha with a 1 and 2 right through the fire is going to pick up the 1 kill there. So now Freiburg and Forest are left. And things are looking very tricky here for NiP. Not only are they not winning the round, they're not even taking any kills. HellRaisers have got to be feeling great about what's happening right now. There's a huge chance that they can put themselves not just at 13, but 14 rounds right here. If they can pick it up. Freiburg doesn't connect with the shot. And Forest goes down. He's just waiting in the middle as well. I mean, it's kind of hard to find a motivation to do this. If he can take it down, Adrian maybe he can get him put the bomb down and try and defend it, but that flashbang or that smoke won't help at all. Adrian solidly holding his ground. I don't know what to say. I mean, you called it out. That might have been the one round that NiP had to win. Now instead, they're going to have to eco once more.
Yeah. I mean, they're obviously going to get one more healthy buy. Yeah, I think, well, I mean, it's NiP, so anything's possible, as we've seen before, but I do really think the HellRaisers is hugely in advantage at this point.
Markelov not really connecting with the grenade, so a little bit of a failure early on, but it doesn't really matter that much when they're up against just pistols here. And they're not taking any big risks either. I mean, we're not seeing HellRaisers, you know, crazily hunting for frags or anything. They're letting NiP come to them. NiP, on the other hand, actually, look at this. I mean, Forest with not just CZ, but also Molotov, Smoke, and Flashbang. Sort of a heavy investment into a round where they only have pistols, but as it were, they do get the opening frag on somebody over here. The smoke comes in. Angel ready and waiting. Gonna take down Freiburg. And now they do anything to get through NiP. Flaren will pick up the 1 kill here. They stole the 1 M4, and it is still a 2-on-3, and they actually can't get into the bomb site. That Molotov being there for such a long time. Forrest finally picking up an AK and going for the kill on Kucher, and he's going to pick it up as well. And Markelov and Doja. Still no bomb plant happening for NiP. They just can't get it down. And all this time wasted, and now the bomb carry actually dies in Flaren. So now both of the HellRaisers members have shown up, and Forrest is in an uncomfortable 1-on-2. Flashbang goes through and connects perfectly with him. Now he's trapped behind the pillar. They're going to be moving up, and Markelov makes it look easy. So they got to the bomb site, guys, but they could never get the bomb down.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty accurate. Yeah, they couldn't get to the. And again, it's Molotovs keeping people away from bomb sites, really, and they're really doing a good job. Even though they're not doing damage to people, they're keeping them off, and that allows for people to rotate over. Even though Kucha got picked off, I mean, he got into a pretty okay position. I think he probably could have played a tad more defensively and waited till his teammates got around there, but yeah. So pretty well played by HellRaisers.
Right now, speaking of HellRaisers, not just have they picked up the Orc on Markelov, they've picked up the Super Orc, and Angel actually, just as I call it out, he actually goes down with it, but it's obviously the Auto Sniper that I'm talking about here. A pretty powerful rifle in the hands of almost anyone, it seems like. Going for the shot here, Freiburg, he must be able to hear that artillery up there, and he actually does fall back. He doesn't want to fight that.
It's a wise decision. But the one thing that probably tells NiP is that Angel is probably, or Adren is probably holding alone at this point. So I think that's why they're converging towards the B bomb site, because if they can catch Adrian off guard, then there's a possibility of him being alone on that bomb site. But as we can see, Markelov is rotating.
Adrian picks up 2 kills, and now are they going to realize? No, they won't. They thought that was going to be the only one holding, but because it took a while, it actually manages to get Markelov into a much better position. There's a bit of a flank going on from Get Right, but there's also a flank coming out from Doja, so I don't think this is going to work out so well. If he starts running back to A bomb site, and they might be able to do that. Get Right being here might tell them that there's nobody at A, but time's also running out. They're looking for the kill. Get Right going to pick up the 1, and now it's a 2-on-2. Doja is going to be able to backstab very quickly. Just Get Right, sorry, Markelov stays alive here. He's going to pick up the 1 kill, and now Doja. I mean, there's only 6 seconds left. Get Right is going to go for the straight plan, and Doja could just run in here, but he's actually going to take his time. Looking for the kill on Get Right, sprays him down to very low HP, but Get Right comes out with a triple kill and saves the round for NiP. I thought for sure that was going to be HellRaisers' round.
Yeah. I was thinking to myself when Get Right was wrapping around from A to B that there's not enough time, but somehow they managed. Like that free kill once he just spawned pretty much. Yep. Just nice play from Get Right, pretty much just getting that kill, at the triple boxes and then winning that duel. And Dosha missing those shots pretty much. Like, he had a clear shot at the guy, but just couldn't connect enough.
And he could have even tried to play the clock and just maybe run in, because Get Right had no chance of faking that one, did he? So no. Like 6 seconds.
Nope. But there we go. I mean, Get Right is the type of guy who's more, probably won more of those situations than lost in CSGO. So he's a monster at those situations.
And that's what they need right now in NiP, and they need not just that one, but they need a lot more of them. Even if they win this round and make it 14-14, HellRaisers can still afford to buy, and maybe even one more time after that. So there's just a lot of work right now for NiP. Claren dropping a little bit low here. And Markolov connecting with some bullets through the smoke, dropping Forest all the way down to 50 points of health. So it's a really good start for HellRaisers, and NiP not really getting anything out of that aggression, in fact.
No, they're just taking it pretty slow. Just trying to take over areas and then get some information, force some rotations, keep HellRaisers guessing. It seems like they're going to be putting that effort into bomb site B shortly.
Yeah, and I would say this is like the classic NiP play on Inferno, having Get Right stay behind towards A and then everyone else going for B, but it does require an opening into the bomb site. Kucha's going to take down Get Right, and over at the B bomb site, nothing seems to be working for HellRaisers, or sorry, for NiP. They just all get completely massacred, so yeah, the idea was there, but the execution wasn't.
Yeah, nice spray from Angel, pretty much denied it for NiP.
I mean, and that not just does it put HellRaisers now at map point, it also means that NiP, they have the worst luck of winning a round and then losing the next one. So this final round, maybe, they're going to have an AK and a Galil in hand, and that's pretty much it.
Yep, Get Right pretty much just needs to go mental here with that AK, or HellRaisers needs to do some mistakes. That's the two options.
Get Right coming up in apartments, gonna spot Doja and easily takes him down. Doja may be relying a little bit too heavily on that smoke, being able to save him.
Mistake number 1 made.
Are we counting? Are you keeping scores in this round?
I'm just saying. I mean, like I told you, it's gonna be about mistakes or Get Right going totally like super nuts. And they just, yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, look at HellRaisers actually rotating everyone. They've given up the B bomb sign. They've just said, if you come A, we're ready. If you go B, then we're really going to lose the round. And they do pick up the kills. Angel dropping the bomb in the middle, and Forest very low on health. So this gamble from HellRaisers has worked out just way too well. Much more than they could have expected here. Exist looking for the kill, and actually he's going to go down. Angel will pick up a 3rd kill. Just finally going to get taken down, but it might be way too late at this point. Freiburg in the middle takes down Kuja. He's going to fall, leaving Forest on 11 points of health. And HellRaisers, they are going to put us onto a 3rd map, it seems. Forest, he might be good. He might even be top fragging at this point. Actually, Kucha's at 28 and Forest at 27, but 1 on 2 with just 15 seconds left, and there's little health. It's not going to happen, is it?
Nope.
16-13, guys. So hey, HellRaisers, pretty good first half, and even better second half, and they take the victory. So now we are going to go to a 3rd map, which is going to be on Dust 2, and actually not a map that NiP is, super good at. And I think HellRaisers, considering how aim-heavy they are, they might have a good chance of doing this. We're going to go to a quick commercial break, guys, before we get to it. So about 5 minutes, and we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back soon.